Hey guys, it's Sarah from Just My Typewriter, and I am back for another episode of Sarah Plays with Typewriters While at Work. So I'm really excited today. I'm testing my IBM Selectric 2 against an electric typewriter just to see if there's any differences between these two machines. Now this machine, his name is Holden. He was actually in the Netflix show Mindhunter. Insert screen grab, I actually found exactly which typewriter he is in this show, which is really exciting. But I've had him for a couple of weeks. I'm still not used to typing on an IBM Selectric. There's a lot of tips and tricks that I just don't know how to use. So I am working on learning on how things like the whiteout tab works, and it's been kind of a learning experience. And then my electric machine is one that I've had since the very beginning. It's Jan, the Sears Celebrity Power Electric 12, I believe. And she's the machine that I've had trouble with since the beginning. I've had to clean it out a couple times just to get it to work right. So we're going to see if there's any differences between these two machines. In order to test these two machines, I'm going to be typing out the very first page of my master's thesis, which I just finished and submitted and I'm very excited about. So I printed out the first page of my first chapter of my thesis just because it has a lot of different typing techniques on it. I've got all caps for headings. I've also got in-text citations, so that is another thing that I can get used to typing on these kinds of machines. I also think it's interesting to test this out because my professor, who was the chair of my committee, typed out his thesis and dissertation on a typewriter. So I'd like to get part of that experience by typing out my first page. Okay, here we go. Oh no! Why isn't it typing anything? There we go. Okay, so I just finished typing out the first page of my thesis on the IBM Selectric. It took me 2 pages, but that's my fault, not the machine's. I took too many spaces up at the top of the first page to type out that heading, and it made me go 2 lines onto the next page. I went through and graded it against my original first page, and I made 28 to 30 mistakes in the typing of things, which is not as bad as I thought it would be, considering how bad I am at spelling. One of the mistakes was I just hit shift lock, so half of it was in caps lock. Another time I typed the wrong word. I backspaced to try to do the cover-up tape or the mistake tape, and I think mine's dried out and isn't working. So I just decided to exit out instead of starting all over, because that would take too long. So I think typing on the IBM Selectric wasn't that bad. And next I'm going to do the Sears Celebrity Power 12 machine to see how different that is, if it takes me more time or less time, and if I get any better at spelling between these two machines. Okay, 1 typewriter down, 1 to go. So this is the Sears Celebrity Power 12 electric typewriter. This machine is a little less heavy than Holden, but it definitely is hefty, and it's probably my least favorite typewriter that I have, and that includes the electric that I have that doesn't work. All right, I'm already starting off crooked. Typical. We did it again. It's on 2 pages, so I'm gonna go ahead and grade this against my original to see how many mistakes I made. I definitely did worse on this one.
Safe?
Yeah, it's safe. I'm grading my paper. As I'm looking at the document I just typed, I made like 44 or 45 mistakes, which is like almost double as bad as I was on the IBM Selectric. There was a lot that I didn't like about typing on this typewriter specifically. The backspace key is on the wrong side of the keyboard for somebody who's trained to type on a computer. Another thing I did not like about this machine is, you could probably see it in the footage, as I was typing, it was wrenching to one side. If I had been typing on a mat, it probably wouldn't have done that, but I did not bring one today, and I paid for it dearly as it was running away across my desk. So in comparison, the two experiences that I had with both of these machines was actually really interesting. I really enjoy typing on the IBM Selectric. I think I'm going to experiment with that way more as I'm going forward in typing a lot of documents and learning how to write on these machines. I learned that I still don't like this Sears Celebrity Power 12 machine. I like the story that comes with her, but I'm not crazy about the experience. And I'm really sorry about that, Jan. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. If you guys are interested in more typewriter content, be sure to check out our Instagram at just.my.typewriter. We post there pretty often. We also release videos on this channel every once in a while, so make sure you're subscribed. And you can also follow us on Facebook at Just My Typewriter. And we have a website as well where we've just released a book full of typewriter poetry, and you can get that in the link in the description. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today while I experiment with typing something that I put a lot of heart and soul in to begin with on a typewriter. And I want to remind you guys that you are just my typewriter.